Mile 1.
I got my flow the night before the marathon, and I remember thinking through my options. Running 26.2 miles with a wad of cotton wedged up between my legs seems so absurd. Chafing is a real thing. I could choose to participate in extreme discomfort, but instead, I decided to take some Midol and run.
Because she knew if there's one person society can't F with, it's a marathon runner.
Hello, Margaret. Who are you? I'm the Fairy of Womanhood. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and it is important to me that I throw every bit of wisdom that I've gleaned toward her, to sustain her, to offer her language that lifts her up.
What if we told y'all that once a month, half the human race is in pain, and the other half don't want to hear shit about it?
I'm Shamoots Michaels.
I'm T. Ray Tombstone. Welcome to
Menstruation Orientation.
Now, we know you don't want to hear about it,
But they don't want to have it.
so sit your ass down and listen for once in your life.
Catherine Allen of the Virginia Polytechnic University points out that among younger men, the understanding of menstruation is nearly non-existent.
This imbalance in the understanding of periods can become a power tool in intergender relationships.
Menstruation is seen as an opening for attack, a sign of shame, an excuse to keep women from positions of power, as when Sonia Sotomayor was appointed to the Supreme Court and some suggested her period would impair her judgment.
Or NASA barred females from becoming astronauts for fear of irritability, or blood flowing up into the body.
That's not a thing.
Apparently periods are so mysterious to the public, even rocket scientists can't figure them out. With selections from the 2006 Kotex commercial,
Dominic Christine's period poem,
Key and Peele's Menstruation Orientation,
Kiran Gandhi's Going with the Flow, and the Whitest Kid You Know's The Fairy of Womanhood, we present a period piece.
Set in the year 2016.
So then my daughter, she gets her period and she walks out the bathroom stricken like she's died or something. So I threw her a party.
Today, we're going to talk to all you men about what happens to your women when on your periods, and why it's important to be sensitive.
Don't say chillax.
Relax.
Calm down.
Or how come?
Don't say ass.
Fat, grumpy.
Or cranky. They ain't cranky.
They got blood coming out of their vaginas, y'all. That's some biblical plague shit, y'all. That would be like once a month if you had locusts flying out of your dick for a week. Yo ass wouldn't be cranky.
Yo ass would be like, ah, my dick! So be nice to your bitches when they bleeding.
If you ain't getting them shit, get the fuck out their way.
All read everything. And then when I was in Austin, Texas for the Women of the World's conference, she sent me a screenshot of a tweet. And in 140 characters, this dummy undermined my legacy.
Mile 6.
As I ran, I thought about how both men and women have been conditioned to pretend that periods don't exist. By period shaming, we miss out on an opportunity to bond over an experience that 50% of us share monthly.
Why is this an important issue?
Because this is happening now. The dude on Twitter says,
I was having sex with my girlfriend when she started her period. I dumped that bitch immediately.
Dear dummy on Twitter, this is the reason my daughter cried funeral tears the day she got her period. Fairy of Womanhood? Oh no. That's right. Today's your special day. You mean? Yes. Today's the day I turn on your womb. Not now. I'm in the middle of social studies. Oh, Margaret, womanhood waits for no one. Now spread those legs, because here I go. Wait, no! Be supportive.
Be empathetic.
But whatever you do not try to solve it.
Don't even bring that shit up. When women are hanging out together, their periods will sync up.
Vaginas be communicating.
Get their own vagina language. Talking about,
Ooh, pumpkin spice lattes. Ooh, so delicious. Herein begins an anatomy lesson infused with feminist politics. There is a thing called a uterus. It sheds itself every 28 days or so. The feminist politic part is that women know how to let things go, how to let a dying thing leave the body, how to wax and wane, not unlike the moon and tides, both of which influence how you behave.
Mile 9.
As I ran, I was analyzing whether I was A, a crazy chick who just needed to calm the F down and reach for a freaking tampon.
Yeah, I'm a period.
I had no idea. Or B, a liberated boss who loved her body and was running a marathon. When I saw my dad and brother, I kept trying to pull my shirt down so that they wouldn't see.
But we just wanted to scream and hug, take a photo, and celebrate together.
But when your mother carried you, the ocean in her belly is what made you possible.
The body whose machinery you now mock on social media wrapped you in everything miraculous.
And then sang you lullabies laced in platelets without which you wouldn't have no Twitter account at all.
What's that in your pocket there, Shaboots?
Recognize this motherfucker? This ain't space dynamite.
That's a tampon.
Learn what your bitch has to go through.
First, you put this part in your vagina.
Whoop. Then you push this piece into the first piece. Gweep.
Then you throw this part away. Do that several times a day for a week, every goddamn month.
It's the worst thing ever, all the time.
Now, 13.1.
Everyone was running for their own personal mission. And suddenly, it felt entirely appropriate that I got my period on marathon day.
Running barefoot, running with a 40-pound backpack, and one guy even running as Jesus with a giant wooden cross on his back.
See, it's possible that some of us know the world better because of the blood that visits us. It interrupts our favorite white skirts and shows up at dinner parties unannounced.
Understand that blood misbehaves. It doesn't wait for a hand signal or a welcome sign above the door.
All right, let's clear out those cobwebs and fire up those ovaries.
Listen, Fairy, I don't want to become a woman here in the middle class. Will you at least wait until I get home?
Oh, Margaret, there's nothing to be nervous about. The shedding of one's uterine lining is a symbolic transition from childhood to adulthood. Nothing could be more natural. Now here I go.
Wait, no, stop!
Margaret, that wasn't very nice. Now spread those legs and accept your fate.
No, you'll never catch me, never!
It's not going to be that bad. Now stop making me angry. And when you deal in blood over and over again like we do, well, that makes you a warrior. And although all good generals know never to discuss battle plans with the enemy, let me say this to you, dummy, on Twitter. If there is any balance in the universe at all, you're going to be blessed with daughters.
We interrupt your programming for a brief commercial break.
How do I feel about my period? We're like this. I like to feel soft things, like my cat. Meow! I like to twirl, usually in white spandex. And by the third day, I really just need to dance. The ads are really helpful. When they use the blue stuff, oh, that's what that's supposed to look like.
Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Bless means to make bleed. See, now it's a lesson in linguistics. In other words, blood speaks. Your daughters will one day teach you
That women made of moonlight magic macabre will make you know blood.
we are gonna get it all over the sheets and car seats.
Now 18.5.
They say you hit a wall at 18. I remember focusing my mind on the next milestone and thinking, my body has my back so hard right now.
You'll never get me, never! You're never gonna catch me, never!
Margaret, what's going on here?
Who are you?
I'm rationality.
Rationality?
That's right. Now don't you think it's a little pointless trying to avoid an inevitable part of growing up?
Yeah, I guess so.
Every woman has to menstruate, Margaret. It's a part of life. And besides, there are plenty of cool things that come with growing up, like wearing makeup, driving cars, or getting dick.
I suppose.
Don't fight Mother Nature, Margaret. Just relax and bleed.
Okay.
Goodbye, Margaret. Goodbye.
Goodbye, rationality. Will I ever see you again?
I'm afraid not. You can't have both.
Bye, rationality. Goodbye. Bye, rationality. Bye. Bye, rationality. Goodbye.
Listen to what's going on with your female emotionally and get your bitch some chocolate. Do not call her a bitch. But get your bitch some chocolate. Chocolate! So to my daughter. Should any fool mishandle the wild geography of your body, how it rides a red and running current like any good wolf or witch, well then just bleed. Get that blood a biblical name, something of stone and mortar.
Name it after Eve's first rebellion in that garden.
Name it after the last little girl to have her genitals mutilated in Kinshasa.
Give it as many syllables as there are unreported rape cases. Now 26.1.
I think about pain, and I think about fear, and what it feels like to overcome those. And I think about feminism, and having the ovaries to practice what you preach. Name the blood something holy.
Something mighty, something that sounds like the end of the world.
Name it for the war between your legs and just bleed anyhow. Spill your impossible scripture all over the good furniture. Bleed.
Mile 1.
And bleed,
Mile 18.5,
and bleed,
mile
and
26.1.
bleed.